There we are. Let's see. Hey, everybody.
Let's give everybody just a few minutes. I see somebody was already asking about Sinko.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's not in the living room. You got to wait on the video before we start showing Sinko. Hey, Miss Sue.
Miss Beth.
It is New Year's morning already. New Year's Day where Jody is. I said morning. It may not be morning. It's New Year's Day. Hey, Carol.
Is that Diane or Dion? Or from a while ago.
I think it's Diane.
We're looking down here so we can see better.
We got another screen down here so we can read it. Campfire and countryside. I watched several of those videos the other day.
Yeah, we did.
We have not gotten the fence wire stretched yet. That will probably be tomorrow. We'll probably be working on that tomorrow. We had a pretty busy day yesterday, so we didn't get to stretch any wire yesterday. We were on the road for most of the day.
Susan, Wanda, Cheryl, Karen, Stephanie, Rachel.
You'll have to keep up with the names.
Well.
So, to start off, Zoe, explain the P.O. box issue. I know you did a little bit on a reel, but kind of explain that because we had several questions about it, and you were there dealing with it.
Well, yeah, so I made a reel when we left, and a lot of people were confused by what I said, apparently. Yes, we went on vacation, but the issue that happened was we are box 2780, and 2760 is right beside ours, and it was the intended box to be closed, not ours. So they closed ours and did a return to sender on.
Well, they didn't actually close it. They were told that it was closed.
It was closed.
It was not actually closed because you could still.
I could still get in it, and she pulled it up in the system, and it did not show it closed or anything.
The employees were told that that's the one that closed, so they sent everything back.
A large amount of things.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I tried to explain that on the reel, people were kind of crawling up my hiney about I was supposed to put a stop on our mail, a hold, and all that. You guys,
you don't do that for 3 days.
It wouldn't have mattered. They closed the wrong box.
Yeah, they were sending the stuff back whether it was on hold or not. It didn't matter.
No, because they were intending on closing 2760 instead of 2780. So whether we were home or not, it was getting sent back.
Yeah.
It never hit our box.
It never actually got closed. Just the employees were told it was closed, so they returned everything to sender.
Yes.
Yeah. We did, Jody. We got one card. We got the Farmer Rhett card.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not sure how that happened.
And I have no idea what all was returned. All I know is he said there was a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the guy at the post office told Zoe that there was a lot returned, that there was several packages and a lot of cards, but we don't have any idea what it was or who it was from.
None.
So it just had to be a blanket apology because we don't even know who to apologize to. We don't know where it came from.
Mm-mm. And they were very apologetic because the guy that was standing there, he said, "Oh, I was the one that had to send it all back." And they realized that they were told wrong by the supervisor.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to get you to go ahead and explain that, but
yeah,
so that we could get that out of the way. And we had some appointments for Rhett.
We did
this week. Actually, one of them is on the video.
We had 3 appointments this week.
We did, but we had one of them actually included on the video.
Right. But we talked about the initial appointment. So Rhett has had this little bitty tiny red spot, just little bitty tiny thing show up right here on his nose. And we thought it was like a little bitty blood bump maybe, or like a mole or something would be, but it was red. What are those things called?
the cherry angiomas.
Well,
Is what we originally thought it was.
yeah.
Which it kind of is. It's real similar to that, what he had.
And it kept growing. He actually, it was a nice size, and he was at Christmas play practice, and it ruptured the first time, and it bled for 40 or 50 minutes. Just a constant flow. And since then, every few days, it bled so much. And we finally decided that it had gotten so large that it was time to take him to the doctor.
Hey, Ed.
What is it?
Ed popping in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And
Go
so
ahead.
we took him the day after Christmas.
Well, he woke us up Christmas Eve night and said, Daddy, my nose is bleeding. So we got it stopped. Christmas night, about the same time, about 3 a.m. He did it again. So the day after, it was time to...
We didn't even know if they were open, but we took a shot, and they were there, and they had us in within, 2 hours? And actually, it was about an hour and a half, long enough for me to get ready, get him up and ready, and out the door we went. And she said, let's get him into a dermatologist. And that afternoon, we had an appointment for the next day. So we did that. And I can't even say what it's called. I cannot remember.
Pyogenic granuloma.
Right.
Which Zoe explained in the video. It was just, he may have had a small scratch or something, and the body kept trying to heal it. And basically, it just formed a bunch of blood vessels right there. So it was a benign growth, but they cauterized it. Rhett says they burned his face with fire, but they got it healed up. And the next stage was the allergy and asthma specialist.
Right. And that kind of, while we were there about his face, we started to ask questions about the low immune system. You know, he's been sick all year. And I said, there's a specialist at Children's Hospital that does allergy, asthma, and immunology. Is that right? And it's all in one clinic. I said we could hit on everything all at one time.
Chance, take her out.
Take her out. And so
anyway,
she said, well, it could take you 4 or 5 months just to get in, and then they're going to start you at square one, and that can take several months to figure out a plan. You're looking at, 10, 11 months before he has a plan for getting better. She said, so let's go ahead and knock out asthma and allergy. Let's do that first. We can get y'all in pretty quick and start that treatment. And then if we still need to, we'll go into the immune therapy treatment. So the next day, on Friday, he was in at an allergy specialist. And Rhett's allergic to one thing. Tell him what he's allergic to.
Dust.
He's allergic to dust. Dust is everywhere.
Dust is everywhere.
So he's going to start
But that explained, we knew that was going to be part of it, because anytime he was dealing with a lot of moving pigs or anything working at the barn versus dust, it's not just household dust, it's any dust particles.
Yes.
And it would flare him up.
Yep.
So
we always knew too, like, okay, he's in the dust, he's going to be sick tomorrow.
Yeah. He's going to be stopped up.
Yep.
We need to go ahead and try to head this off with antihistamine.
Walking through the pasture when it's been dry, dust. any of that?
Yeah, Katie, they did test for several food allergies, and he had nothing.
I would show him the picture, but it's on my phone.
No, I wouldn't worry about it. They did the little test where they do all the things on his back and drew out a grid and all this good stuff.
They test him for 48 various things.
Hey, Catherine. Hey, Catherine.
And the only thing he's allergic to is dust. So he is going to begin a nasal spray regimen.
Yeah.
And a once a day inhaler that will help with both asthma and allergy.
Either way, we're getting it addressed, and we're going to get it taken care of.
Right.
And see. Preschool is just germ factory anyway, so we'll get it addressed, get him taken care of.
Right.
But Rhett's still Rhett. So
Carolyn says she's allergic to dust also, and bought pillowcases and mattress pad covers for dust mites, and that helped.
Yes, and they also gave us a time frame. It's changing his every 3 days, something like that.
Once a week.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Chris is asking about a HEPA filter machine in his room. I have what's called an ionizer that I used for dust and things like that. So I may upgrade to something like that. Mm-hmm. It won't be what I had. It's older, and I'm sure there are better versions of it. But we're going to try that too, because that pulls a lot of dust out. It's a filtration, and it'll pull it out of the air. So we'll work on that too. But either way, we had a lot of questions about Farmer Rhett, so I figured we'd go ahead and get that taken care of, because that's something a lot of people wondered about, and we can definitely take some steps to help him stay a little more healthy until we find out if there's an immune system issue. Right. And he started on a daily multivitamin too, so that's going to help.
Yeah. So we're just trying everything we can. We want him to be healthy, not just coping. Cliff's allergic to hard work.
Well, we don't have that option. Jody said it was nice to see Chance in videos. Chance doesn't pop up very much, but the one that you'll see coming out for Sinko, he was big in that one, and part of that time he was holding the camera.
Yeah, and he helped you with the fence.
But I think that's what she's referring to, is getting to see him working on the H braces with me, and then he's going to be in a lot of the video you see where we were at Sneed's Farmhouse Sanctuary, who just popped in. Hey, Judy. That video will be out tomorrow. Judy was way ahead of me on editing. She must edit really fast, because I'm about 3/4 of the way through with that video, and she's got it popped out there. But that should be out tomorrow, and you'll see a good bit of Chance in that one.
Yeah, he's really good help when him and Rhett aren't together.
Yeah, they
both work each other, and they end up fighting and playing more than anything.
She said she was up all night. Well, Judy, after all that driving, I did not stay up all night.
No.
I went to bed pretty early, and then we had some things to take care of this morning, so we didn't even get to make it to church. And then after watching church online, then I started back at it. So, Ed asked, are we coming to the Okie Homesteading Expo? Absolutely. We will be there in March.
That's right.
We've already got our volunteer emails back, so we'll be working as volunteers for that event in some capacity. We don't know what yet. But
yeah.
Yes, we will be back at the Okie Homestead Expo.
Sue said she saw her. She was happy for us, but sad for her. I'm not going to lie. I had to get up and walk out when I was watching the videos of Sinko. It's like I had lost her too. I was so sad, but I was like, you know what? She's with us now. There's no reason to be sad, but I was sad for Judy, because I understand that connection you make with your animals, and I just want people to trust that she's gonna we've got to get her adjusted. You know, she's got to adjust to us, and
Yeah.
it's only day one, y'all. She hadn't been with us 24. Well, it's 24 hours now, and
Yeah.
she's just got to learn us, and we've got to learn her, and I've got to get her to trust us and trust me. And I think,
Well, when we left yesterday, she was getting okay, kind of hanging out in the stall. You know, she was letting everybody pet on her and love on her. And when you got there this morning, she got out of the stall, got to wander around the pasture and get the sunshine. When we go do our evening feeding, we will let her go back into the stall for the night because it's cold and her little body's stressed. You know, not only did she go to a new home, but she's also being weaned from her mother.
right.
So, you know, that separation for calves can be pretty stressful, and I've done hundreds of them over the years. I used to work for a cattle operation, so that can be a stressful time for them. They're fine. It's not going to hurt them.
It's like any animal.
Yeah.
When they're separated from mama, they want mama.
But she is hanging out with Jack. Jack's very curious about her. The other
You'll
girls.
see that in the video. It was so funny watching him inspect her.
The girls just kind of stare at her, but Jack is definitely checking her out. And she's kind of hanging with him, staying with him. So she's going to adjust.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be fine, y'all. It's going to be fine.
And no, she is not by herself. We have a ton of people already that have asked. She is not by herself. She's with the donkeys right now. Millie, you're going to have to stop jumping on the table. Take her back out. Take her back out. But she's right now with the donkeys. And when we finish the fencing, there's a good chance that she may hang out with the goats.
Yeah, I'm thinking I want to put her over with the goats.
But either way, she's going to be on pasture, which was Judy's goal to start with.
Right. And the way that we are setting it up as well is right now we are focused on getting that pasture for the goats, or the fencing up for the goats and the birds. But after that, we plan to start fencing in behind that, the big area on our property, not over at the adjoining barn and pasture.
Right.
And that way she'll be there around everything where we're working all the time. You know, it'll be good. We're good.
You know, I know some people question that. And look, to try to say it nicely, that was a farm decision where Judy didn't have a choice but to rehome Sinko.
Yes.
Her daddy's still there.
Right.
And it was just time. She had to rehome her.
It was a move Judy needed to make for her farm.
And she wanted to make sure that Sinko went somewhere with pasture and another farm that
and lots of
could take care of her, and she'd have plenty of room. So it was really a choice that she had to make. And I know there were people questioning, well, why would you get rid of her? She's just a baby. It was time.
And there were other people that you guys trust and watch that said, hey, we know where you need Sinko to go. And so it wasn't just us saying, hey, we want Sinko. It was other people that Judy conversed with that said, y'all need to work it out. This needs to happen.
Yeah.
So other farms that you guys trusted us as well.
Judy just pointed out that Sinko was already in heat.
Uh-huh.
So it was, people are saying, oh, she's just a baby. She's starting to mature. She needed to go to a different farm.
Animals aren't like us.
And I am thankful that Judy felt like we were a good place for her to go. That makes me feel good, is that not only Judy thought we would be a good home for Sinko, but that there were other farms saying, hey, Judy, Nick and Zoe need to be the place where she goes. So I'm thankful for that. I'm honored by that.
Yeah, that's right.
Not to mention the fact that Zoe has been begging for a cow.
I have. I've been wanting a pet cow.
And she wants her cow. She wants mini cows and alpacas.
And I also wanted to say, we're different. Our farm is different than Judy's. Judy has hundreds and hundreds of people come through her farm all the time, and we do not.
We do not.
But Sinko is going to adjust,
mm-hmm.
and she's going to be fine. You know, our animals don't know all those hands and don't know all that.
Yeah, they just know us.
Right. And she's used to it, but that doesn't mean she requires all those hands and all those people.
Well, sure. Yeah.
You know, and I don't want people to think she's being deprived because she's not in that atmosphere anymore. But she's still, it's not like we just stuck her out there and we're never going to go see her.
Yeah, she's not. Right. She didn't just get turned loose in the middle of a pasture, y'all, and abandoned.
Right.
It's not the way that worked.
Right.
You know, she is, and Lord, we have been through this types of farms thing before, but she is not, she's a pet.
She is.
She's a pet,
right.
Period. That's, right. She is Zoe's baby, and that's the way it's going to be. She's actually already kind of attached to Zoe, and we saw that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was already kind of relaxed around you, and they'll see in the video. I kind of stayed back because I think I made her jumpy.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
you know, it was either Judy or Zoe or even Kayla. You know, is what calmed Sinko down, and she did very well getting in the trailer. And y'all see all of it. You've already seen part of it.
Ed said my hoodie's got him dizzy.
I saw that. But Sinko's doing great. She was out exploring this morning. Zoe put out a reel. Sinko was out checking the pasture out.
Lots of things to look at.
That spot that she's in is probably 8 to 10 acres.
Yeah.
Where she is, that one pasture.
Yeah.
And then she will have access to different pastures at different times.
Okay, thank you. Look under the sink.
Cliff said, "What's a farm if you don't have a cow on it?" Well, we do now.
We do.
She is not going to be the only cow.
No, I've actually been looking for her a partner.
Yeah.
I've kind of looked for some.
We probably will get more mini Herefords.
Yeah.
Which is what Sinko is. That may not be the only ones. We would like to have a dairy cow, but who knows?
That's right.
But there will definitely be mini Herefords, and she's used to mini donkeys, which she has 2 mini donkeys, and then she has Jack, who is just a big baby.
Yeah, who don't
that's
know
with her.
Donkey.
So, you know, she's in pretty good hands, I hope.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. We're gonna figure it out as we go. Never had a cow.
Well,
at least you're
I have worked with cows for years and years, but I've never actually been the owner.
That's right.
But she'll be very well taken care of. So.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Judy's relieved, and I'm glad that a lot of our subscribers were happy that she came. So.
And there's several of you that are new as well, and we're glad that you guys have come over to follow along.
Yeah,
on Sinko's adventure.
A lot of Judy's backup dancers have joined us just so they can keep up with Sinko. So we're happy about that too.
Wanda said, well, you need to rotate her off the grass pasture so she doesn't get the runs.
She will rotate on different pastures. I don't know that she will ever be off of grass.
And it might be something she's got to work through initially because
she's still going to be supplemented with her feed, and she's also going to get hay, especially right now, this time of year. So she will rotate different pieces of ground just to keep the ground healthy and keep her healthy too.
Right.
But speaking of Zoe, speaking of Judy's backup dancers joining us and a lot of other people that have joined us, Y'all, it's almost New Year's
Like tomorrow.
tomorrow. So Zoe wanted to review a little bit of what has happened in this last year.
Yeah. So I went through.
Not just to mention Sinko. Sinko
Right.
was
Sinko's
late.
the last
She come in
one.
late.
But I wanted to go through and just kind of, I went through all of our videos for the last year because we shared everything big and small over the last year in our videos from the last year. So I'm just going to kind of run through it. Look, I even made notes.
First time Zoe has ever made notes for a live.
I got one
ever.
I got it in right before the end of the year.
Yeah, she did. It was her first time.
So on our last live of 2022, it had 152 views total. We have 142 people on here right now. And we average about 900 to 1,000 views per live over the course of a few days.
Which is huge for us.
Yes.
For us, that's
especially
huge.
A live stream. A lot of people opt out of live streams.
They do, and which is fine.
Right.
It's part of it. You know, they want to see your videos that you're working or doing projects or whatever. Right. A lot of people don't like to just sitting and talking, and a lot of people do, and that's why it's grown. Zoe just said our live at the end of last year, we had 152 views. That's how many's on it right now.
That's right. That's
we pulled it up right now. And we have 140 something people watching this as we're doing it. That's huge for us, guys. And that's because of y'all.
That's right. So these are some of my notes I made. We castrated pigs for the very first time and I cried.
Gosh. So, yeah.
I cried. It was a big learning curve. That's what I said.
Oh dear.
Gypsy had twin boys while I ran to town.
You did?
You came back down and there were two babies on the ground. All you did was take the tractor around and come back down.
That's right.
And there was babies on the ground. We've realized that cooking videos do not do well with views. It's some of my favorite thing to do.
Zoe loves doing cooking videos, and our cooking videos suck.
They do.
Nobody watches it.
Daisy had twins, Jack and Jill. We began transforming our land for the potager garden, along with putting rock, that crazy roll of.
I hate that stuff.
Plastic.
That plastic tarp. I hate that stuff.
Put down the loads of rock. Built boxes.
Blew away every day.
Built boxes. Put logs in. Covered with dirt. Planted some cover crop. Now we got some onions in it.
We do.
High C Boots began sponsoring our channel, and we love their boots.
Yep. You wore your High C boots yesterday.
I did. Rhett started T-ball. We shared that. Chance played baseball and football. Rhett played football. We tried travel ball.
At the same time as football.
We'll never do that again.
That was stupid.
We finally got bees on our farm. Before that, I was going with Miss Tanya to her farm and learning the bees, but we finally have bees on our farm, and we have 10 hives, 11 hives.
I don't know. I don't do bees.
We also harvested hundreds of pounds of honey on the farm this year. We tried so hard to nurse Caddy to good health, but she was too premature. Caddy was our little bitty.
Y'all remember that tiny pig? It was the smallest piglet I had ever seen.
She weighed probably a pound. And we nursed her
I don't know if she weighed that much.
7 days. And she finally succumbed to her tininess.
Yeah, she was.
There's a video about her, and it made my heart hurt. I cried.
She was like the size of your phone.
She was. We began leasing the barn and pasture, and it has been a great decision.
She had to flip the page. See what she said.
I got more notes.
It was a great what?
We visited Sneed's for the first time, and a great friendship has formed. You know, I made a lot of friends this year.
You have, but
Catherine has become one of my best friends.
I did not realize that Judy just happened in 2023.
All of our friendships as far as all this has come mostly this year.
Yeah, I'm going to cover that in just a minute, y'all.
Okay.
I'm going to let you know about some of the friendships, but Judy has become a really good friend of ours, and that I did not realize that just happened this year, and so did Catherine.
Feels like I've known them for a long time. We incubated tons of chicken, guinea, and goose eggs. Our sweet Heidi passed away.
You didn't even want to talk about that,
I'm
Zoe.
gonna cry.
Zoe was going through the old videos and saw the reel where we said goodbye to Heidi, and she refused to let Rhett watch it. He was throwing a fit.
Jason the Peacock came to live at our farm from Cog Hill. And now he has one long feather with the eye on it.
He does. He has
and
one.
And it sticks off like a weird
and
little
he's
teenager.
Proud of it, too. He goes
is.
into a strut with his one feather.
We farm sat for Cog Hill multiple times this year. Daisy,
which was huge for growth, by the way. Was. Anyway, go ahead.
Daisy went to live with Catherine at G&G Farms. And we had 2 pigs that went to our Brown farmhouse.
Did. That's another friendship that has blossomed over the last years. Right. Our friendship with Nico and Natalie, we're very thankful for.
The new goats we had born this year was Jack, Jill, Jane, Jersey, Jasper, Chester, Peanut Butter, Gus, Mocha, Dolly, and who else? I'm missing one. What's the little boy's name?
Joe.
I knew I was missing one. Beaver sponsored us this year.
They did.
And we look forward to continuing to work with them because their chicken coops are fantastic. Look.
Very easy.
They heard you talking about them.
Nico or Natalie popped in right at the right time, didn't they?
A&W Mini Farm gifted us Millie.
Another friendship that's developed in the last year.
We began to explore house sites and homes, but we felt that God closed that door.
Yes.
That door.
That particular door.
Yep. First time we butchered a pig that also we grew, and it never left our farm.
That's correct. It was born, raised, and butchered all on our farm. Never left. Yes.
We failed terribly at harvesting potatoes.
Which we had never done before. You and Rhett.
Well,
I don't know what y'all did.
We did. Back before we ever did any of this, we did over beside the shed, and we did great.
We had potatoes going everywhere.
And this year we had a couple of little rocks.
Yeah. You and Rhett, we all potatoes.
We farrowed so many and live streamed pig farrowing. I never thought I would live stream baby pigs coming out of pig butt. Ever. Never thought I'd do that. Do you remember when you met me, I didn't like my hands being dirty? You don't remember that?
I do remember it. Absolutely.
Now I've helped birth.
Zoe could not make meatloaf because I stirred it with my hands. She didn't stir anything with her hands. And Zoe could not pull rotisserie chicken off the bone.
Any chicken on the bone.
Didn't eat chicken that was on the bone. And she could not pull it off the bone. Not to make chicken salad, nothing. She did not like to have stuff on her hands.
I'm like, let me in there. I'm going to get in there and get it all.
And you've had all kinds of stuff on your hands.
Yuck. You had ongoing pneumonia for a couple of months.
Still.
Rhett was on Cog Hill Kids twice.
He has been on Cog Hill Kids twice. He's a superstar.
Actually, last week when we were sitting in church waiting for church to begin, a teenage boy in front of us turned around. He said, "I know you." He said, "You told me last week your name was Famous Farmer Rhett."
Did he really tell him that? Oh, gosh. I didn't hear that part.
I was like, "Rhett." He said, "I'm Famous Farmer Rhett."
Kayla, we've already been talking about you. You're
I was
like,
about to say, let me tell everybody. Kayla is on.
I just saw Kayla pop on.
Y'all, yesterday was made possible by Kayla. Because without her, a lot of the footage you saw, a lot of the help we had was not.
You know,
she brought us.
We've had Kayla joining us for quite a while.
We got to meet her at Pedals.
And we met her for the first time at Pedals. Met her parents, and she helps Judy. And
so much, especially now that her dad's been going through his stuff. She's awesome.
She was a big part of getting some filming yesterday
and
helping get Sinko in.
Yep.
It was. Kayla was a big help yesterday. We need to find us a Kayla. Judy's got a Kayla. We need to find us one. We need a farm hand. We can't use poor little Bryson all the time.
Mackenzie's over here going, I could. So.
You don't want me to say that.
I took a pig to school.
You did? And everybody kissed it.
They did. All of our pigs were rehomed. That is a endeavor we took on for what, 3 years? 2 years? 3 years?
2 years.
And we will definitely do again.
We will definitely. And Cliff, don't think we're done with baby pigs. We've got to postpone that little venture until we are living there. But we will have pigs again. We're not done with them. We just temporarily.
We began a treatment plan to get Rhett to better health. And Sinko came home.
That was the end of your year. So, guys, I want to give you some numbers, and this is all because of you.
We also attended the Pedals.
Oh, you want to do events? Go ahead.
2023 Antiques in the Garden, the Okie Homesteading Expo, and the Great Fall Garden Festival.
You had to write it down because you never could remember that. I
studied through it all the time. He's still waiting on the piggy.
Every time we did a video concerning that, your reels, everything, you never said the name right.
I never did.
I actually had to type it on the screen.
Because I stuttered through it.
Katie said, what a great year. Katie, let me tell you what a great year. And I've already mentioned Nico and Natalie, our friendship with them, our friendship with Judy at Sneed Farmhouse.
And Wendy and Alan.
Wendy and Alan at A&W and Head Family and Wes and Angie at Big Family Small Farm. And
Catherine,
there's just so many.
Yeah.
Catherine at G&G Farms. I want to tell you what the numbers look like, and this is as humble as I can be because analytics. This has got nothing to do with me. Y'all, this time last year we had 3,015 subscribers. That's where we were, which was huge for us. We were tickled to death.
That's right.
We had been doing it for 1 year. We had rolled over a year that November, I think.
I was going to say, we're just past 2 years.
So we were just over a year in, and it's because of our relationships with these other channels. Cog Hill has been a huge, huge help to us.
Yeah.
And I already mentioned some others, but this year, you got additional help, additional friendships with Walker Farm Fam and Eddie family, who both helped greatly with things we were trying to do. Y'all did that live at Pedals, and it just went nuts with the alpacas. Eddie family ended up going live through that. Bar 7 did a reel to Farmer Rhett. I mean, those relationships is what helped us grow. And we struggled and managed to get to 3,000 last year.
And this numbers is what keeps us even when the weeks are hard.
This is what makes you work through it. Y'all, in the last year, 8,722 of you have joined with us to subscribe, to watch, whatever it is whatever makes you show up. But before we started this live, we were at 11,737 subscribers. And that tickles me to death.
And you know what? If we can gain 8,700 more, 8,700 this year, we can reach 20,000 by this time next year.
The goal was 20,000 for your alpacas. And we got a push from, like I said, walkers. And, we used to do a back to back live with Big Family Small Farm, and they sent a lot of people to us. And we've had a very good friendship with Head Family this year. Our channels are about the same size. But,
Brown
Judy's
Family,
had people
they are
come.
just going like crazy. Their growth is
Nico
crazy.
and Natalie are just off the charts, and I'm tickled for them too.
Yep.
But it's humbling.
It is.
To have that kind of growth and people following you and people knowing your kids and your animals and, sending messages of encouragement. It's awesome. And I wanted to make sure that you knew what those numbers were, because every one of y'all that are on here are part of that.
That's right.
Look, there's 161 people on live right now. That's more views than we had total on our first live.
Our last live of last year. Oh, our first live. Oh,
no, God, no, not our first live. Our last live of last year. Our first live had like 4 people.
Yes. I think 2 of them was our mamas.
Yeah, that was terrible.
One might have been one of your coworkers to poke some fun at you.
They might have been on there just to harass me. But we are thankful for all of those relationships. Every message, question y'all sent, some of them are probably not all that nice. But we appreciate those anyway.
My skin's getting a little thicker.
Yeah, Zoe's doing better.
Sometimes Zoella has to come out and let them know what I think.
There's Eddie Family Farm right there.
We were just talking
about y'all and the growth. There's my quote. That's Nico, because I know who says that quote. Right. I've repeated that on a live before.
Wrong one.
Yeah, you got to make sure you put that. Nico told me that a long time ago.
You held on to it.
I did hold on to it because he's right.
Yeah.
All of us being in relationship with each other has helped each other grow, I hope. There's some of those bigger channels that I doubt we can do a whole lot for, but I tell you what, one of the best messages I ever got was somebody that told me they found Cog Hill from our video.
I know.
I said, "Are you kidding me?" That was the best message I ever got. But we're thankful for all these guys we just mentioned that we've built relationships with, become friends with, and they have helped us grow, and it's awesome.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh gosh.
What's one thing you want to see happen in the new year?
You couldn't have told me you were going to ask me that before we got on here.
I just thought about
it. One thing I hope of our farm?
Yeah.
Look, Catherine turned a really good quote from Nico into Roll Tide. Listen to her.
I can hear her. Roll Tide, Nico.
Don't torment him yet. What do I want to see for the new year?
What do you want to see happen in the next year?
I have a list of stuff I want to happen on our farm in the next year.
Okay.
A lot. And a lot of it's going to happen.
Okay. Well, good.
The main thing is whether or not we're in our permanent home in the next year. I want to be living on the farm. I don't care if it's in a camper.
That's so weird.
Okay.
I don't know.
It could just be funny. I don't know.
Let's just. I've never seen that name before.
I don't know. But yeah. What about you? What is your one thing you want to see? Don't say alpacas. Everybody already knows that. Uh-oh.
The RV. I don't know if we can do an RV. We've got a teenage girl and 2 little boys.
We talked about that before, and I said I don't care if we end up in one, but we kicked that idea around and said, we shut it down pretty quick that might be a bad idea. But one thing that Brandon and Stephanie are doing that we have talked about and we've not shot down was the idea of a tiny home.
No. I actually keep saying I would like to do 2 buildings.
But I know that they're having more issues with their tiny home. I saw the title of the video and I've still got to watch it tonight. So I don't know what the issues are, but I'm going to be learning about the do's and don'ts from Brandon.
Well, I keep going back to we should put 2 nice size tiny homes and put a breezeway in the middle where we go in and out.
Yeah.
And we can, like a hallway where you can drop your stuff for the day.
Yeah.
And have like a washer dryer there and all.
We've talked about that. We'll see.
Have a loft for Mackenzie and the boys to be on bunk beds below on one side with a full bathroom. I done thought about it.
I know you have. And don't, oh my gosh, y'all start sending messages. Hey, when are you doing the tiny home? I don't know yet. If they had to do it over again, they'd definitely get a bigger one to make into a tiny home. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Well, that's just an idea that's being kicked around. But was that Katie that asked if we sold the honey? The honey that's on our farm was sold through Miss Tanya. She owns the hives. Is 3 of them yours? You have actually 3 hives?
I think so.
The rest are owned by Miss Tanya, who you initially had the bees at Cog Hill.
Right.
So the honey is sold through her, and it has our farm label on it. But yes, they did sell it. It just sold out pretty quick, I think.
Yes, she got some before from her.
Yes, that's who it goes through. Just because she owns the majority of the hives. Zoe is just now building her hives, and she's building hers off of Tanya's. Right. And Tanya is mentoring Zoe in beekeeping. So when we extracted it, you saw the videos, we extracted it with Tanya, and that was just the portion of her honey that came from Chestnut Hill Farmstead.
Yeah, Londa said the shed to cabin conversion that Gene and Tracy did was pretty awesome.
We watched that video and it was great. They even laid out the cost of what they had in it and everything.
That they were transparent like that. And I actually looked up those buildings and they're actually very reasonable. I would say reasonable for the size and the and all of the options that you can have.
Yeah, I know Gene did a lot of the work himself, but we did watch that video and it looks that's another awesome. One. I totally left out Tracy at Just Digging.
Tracy is a wonderful person.
And
she has a heart of gold.
That is another relationship that has built stronger over the last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it would be tough to learn beekeeping if you're allergic to them.
We do need a bigger one for a family of 5.
That's a fact. That is a fact. But, you know, you learn through other people's endeavors. And if Zoe's kicking around the idea of a tiny home, there's no reason why we wouldn't talk to or watch Tracy's conversion or see what Brandon's dealing with. You know, anybody that's doing those same things. I saw it. I'm just letting it go for now. We got kind of an odd comment, but who knows? Do you have a lovely chin, Zoe?
I do.
You're trying to double it. Oh.
Catherine said she wanted to show us something about some buildings. So I'm going to ask her about that.
Well, Catherine has a lot of experience with buildings.
She does.
She's always adding a building. What we were doing, a lot of help from friends and family. That's what we're hoping for too, Brandon.
Yeah.
And we're learning from y'all. So y'all have no idea. I was just talking about the numbers. When we're talking about a project, we get a lot of messages, emails, Facebook messages. Some of them go to Instagram, and I'll see them like a week later. I don't know why. It'll say you have to go to Instagram and see this message, and I'll forget. But people send us suggestions and ideas, and a lot of it's really good.
Yeah. It's things that we haven't thought of already.
That's right.
Views that we.
So, y'all, if you have ideas for things, send it because we read it all anyway.
Or pictures. We love to look at a picture of something.
Oh, yeah.
I have one that I saved. It's 2 tiny houses. It's got that breezeway in the middle. And I keep thinking about it. It'd be a good little entrance porch with maybe a kitchen and a washer and dryer. And
Cliff said New Year's means longer lives. I don't know if people could listen to us for more than an hour. That's why we try to keep the videos 15 to 20 minutes because we probably kind of hard to listen to.
I know I
am. We talked about all of that, but I've got one more thing, and it's not any more details than what you've already got. But we always ask for prayer requests, and we get a lot of them. Some of them are not on here. People will send messages, and I'm fine with that. I'm asking you to do that. Send them anytime you need something. Y'all are already going to know this, but you may not have put it into your prayer request. But keep Brooke at Cog Hill in your prayers. She's still dealing with some health issues. She's talked about it. It's not a secret. Just keep her in your prayers, and that, this new treatment or whatever works for her. And Laura is asking for prayers. She has COVID and a rare heart disease. She had to come off some of her heart medication for COVID meds and doing breathing treatments. Just trying to stay out of the hospital. We will definitely add that, Laura. I'm going to put it down right now. Y'all, if you're not familiar with this part, I always type it into my phone so I don't forget, because I'm not the type to just say, hey, I'm praying for you. I'm actually going to do it. I think if you promise to pray for somebody, then you're making a huge promise that you need to keep.
DGR's needs prayer to be able to lose weight so he can get a kidney transplant. Bye, Brandon.
Happy New Year, Brandon.
Chris over at Crazy Lizzie's is still having heart issues.
I'll put that down.
Judy's dad.
Judy's dad's been on there for a while. I'm just adding it to a new list. What else you got, Zoe?
Miss Carol. We'll have to go back and do it.
Okay.
Heidi's got a huge list of people, so she's just cover her for everybody.
Will do. And y'all don't have to be specific if you don't want to. You don't even have to put it on here. You can always send us a message. We get them every day. We get prayer requests every single day. So don't feel like you're bothering us or anything like that. You're not. I'm asking you to send it to me. And Nico,
he's praying that FSU can pull it through. And they lost last night, Georgia.
Yeah. We're not even going to talk about that. Thank you, Marianne. They led a lot of people to us, and y'all are going to see where they helped us again in the video. So make sure you watch tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because Cog Hill bailed us out again.
That's the end. Yep.
Just like they always do. Do you know? I'm going to be completely transparent with y'all. We get all kinds of messages. Thank you for feeding their farm. Thank you for helping Brooke and Jason. I have never once texted Brooke or Jason and them said, no, I'm busy.
Oh, no.
I've got too much going on. Never.
Mm-mm.
They say yes every single time.
Sometimes I'm scared she's going to say, I got this little donkey. I got this little mule.
They never say no. So as much as y'all thank us for helping them out, we could not ask for better friends, and they will help every time. And Catherine don't say no.
She does not.
How many times have you asked Catherine for some kind of weird crap, and Catherine always says yes?
Catherine went pig kissing with me. She helped me wrangle pigs, and she had to take on Cujo.
What? Wait a minute. What is that?
What?
So,
okay,
y'all, Zoe, explain the comment, because they're gonna be like some people
well,
can't see
I thought you were a bot,
so
a spammer.
Wendy, that's nothing bad. We get comments on here a lot of times that we just have to block, or because we're not big enough to have moderators. So we don't have anybody else watching. We block the comments, put people in timeout, whatever, because we get some weird stuff. And Zoe thought it was another one of them. We saw a comment a while ago that somebody said, "Oh, Zoe, you have a lovely chin." Well, they just explained that they had magnified the video, and I think they were just being funny.
Yeah.
They thought we had done it, and that we were zoomed in on Zoe's chin.
There's a lot better places to zoom in.
That is really funny, but Wendy, you're good. We didn't even block your comment because I didn't know what it was about. And I was like, okay, that works. Zoe has a lovely chin.
Everybody's saying that Nellie the mule went to Catherine's. So what's funny about that is I saw it come across the Facebook news feed at the same time, and I sent Nick a picture of it. And then I realized that Brooke had also messaged about it, and then found out that Nellie was going to Catherine's.
Yes.
So I messaged Catherine and I said, I checked in on getting this mule, and they told me some wild-eyed short woman was coming to get them, and I knew it had to be you. So we knew about the mule and Nellie and all that, and she's gonna be just fine.
I really hate that we're not gonna get to see videos of Jason riding that mule.
I know.
That would have been gold.
But we get to see videos of Catherine riding that mule.
We're gonna see videos of Tony taking that sucker on a camping trip.
I bet Tony could stand up and that thing could go right up under him and him never touch it.
He just walked through. He wouldn't even have to raise his leg or nothing. He could just walk under. He'd just walk over him and sit down. You know what
though? It'd be just like him looking down at Catherine. He's like, oh, hey Nellie. I thought you was Catherine.
You reckon he could use Nellie as a pack mule to take his camping stuff in?
That'd be funny.
Catherine, he can pack his tent and stuff for his camping videos on Nellie. We need to tell them, y'all, if you watch Catherine, her husband Tony has
hilarious.
A camping and outdoors and all kinds of stuff channel, but I can't remember the name of it. You're gonna have to tell me. You're gonna have to tell them. It's Campfires and something.
Tell us, Catherine.
Catherine, put in the name of the channel so people can go check out Tony, because it was funny. I got tickled.
He said, here, try this. This is the best thing you ever put in your mouth. He's talking about her freeze-dried bit of honey.
I love freeze-dried
bit of honey. I know, but he was telling his friend, come on, put that in your mouth. That's the best thing you'll ever taste.
And I agreed 100%.
There it is.
Campfires and countryside.
Y'all go check out
Catherine's That is Catherine's husband, who was kind of like me when the whole YouTube thing started. Don't put me on video.
Yeah. And
I was shocked to find out that Tony had his own channel. And then I watched some of the videos, and I just got tickled.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some good little gadgets his friend had for camping and stuff. But they was doing all kinds of stuff. So you'll get a kick out of some of that. Y'all go check out his channel.
Tell him Nick at Chestnut Hill sent you
Yeah,
over there.
tell him Nick and Zoe sent you. He's a bigger fan of Zoe anyway.
And the Hunter Orange him.
Y'all.
Poor Shannon.
I'm not even going to tell you what it is, but there is a reel about Hunter Orange that I laughed so hard because it just panned over. And when I saw what they were wearing for Hunter Orange, I just cried.
She is such a good sport.
Y'all go check it out. You'll get a kick out of it. It's time for us to wrap up.
Oh, she couldn't see the comment. It's on.
Oh,
no, wrong one. Hold on.
She couldn't see what Catherine posted. We tried to put it on the screen for you.
There it is.
Can you see it now, Nancy?
I'm just going to leave it up for a minute.
I couldn't remember the name of it. I knew it was Campfire something.
Well, it's time to head to the farm. We got to go do our evening check-in.
And got to check on Sinko.
Yes. Go see if we can get
some put
some
Sinko back in the barn. She's been out exploring today, but she needs to go in and be put up for the night while
keep a little bit of routine about what she's used to.
That and make sure she's not too cold with the temps dropping, and she has everything she needs right there with her while she's still in a strange place.
Y'all, we love y'all, and we'll see y'all next year.
Bye, guys. Happy New Year.